Larson receives the first serve. And a big time swing, getting a touch.
A great swing right away. Danielle Coutinho stepping up at the opposite position in this one rotation. When she's lined up on the left, will swing there. She can get it done on both pins.
We saw Jordan Larson just a little bit yesterday as a serving sub.
Not a position she's used to, I would say.
Nope. Tip, and again, Coutinho shuts it down.
That's what's so fun about these VNL matchups is they don't use the same squad for every single match because the rosters are so deep. They play matches back-to-back days. They have to rest some of those players that maybe are coming off long club seasons or they just don't want to get tired.
Serve is a little bit long, and the Brazilian crowd is rooting for China.
It certainly seems that way,
Yes.
especially when the Team USA rosters were being announced. It was cheers mixed with some boos, but that's what makes it fun. You know, some of these huge matchups are really big rivalry games for some.
And to set it up as to why that is, the United States is number 2 in the world. Brazil is number 3 in the world right now. So if China is able to take down USA, not only will it help their Olympic chances, but it also will boost Brazil's world ranking by default. Skinner. Avery Skinner gets a touch off the hands for a kill.
Avery Skinner been so impressive so far this VNL. We saw her go in about the midway point in that match against Thailand earlier in the week, and she was a difference maker for a team that had dropped that set. She came in and was a big spark.
Well dug. Just pushing it to the back. Larson handles it with ease. Beautifully picked up. Wang Wenjie, the libero for China. And shut down a huge block. Wang Yuan, I think, got all of that with Wenjie.
This is what China does so well. They're a very tall team and they're very disciplined in their movements. These middles do not move until they know exactly where that ball is going. They work so well side to side. They're able to get to anything, even if you think they can't.
Carlini outside to Skinner again. Skinner sends it wide.
Smart shot from Avery Skinner, just not quite there on the execution piece. That line wide open, just missing it wide.
Wang Yuan serve, no good.
With Jordan Larson and Danielle Coutinho back row now, look for Lauren Carlini to use both of those options in the backcourt.
Another unforced error by the United States. In the world rankings, Brazil is trailing the United States only by a few points. And so the tension is thick here because, as you mentioned, already qualified, it's about seeding.
And seeding is so important. You know, it's a difference between playing a team that you maybe feel a lot more comfortable playing or a team that you're not as comfortable playing, maybe haven't seen as many times. That seeding becomes so important late in these events. Good run, Chiako Bogu getting that first kill for her. Didn't see her in that first match. Look for her to get a lot of sets tonight.
Passes on point, they go right. Yue is dug, and the second effort goes long.
A good shot by Wu Mengjie, trying to go for those high hands. She knows it's a big block in front of her, just going for those fingertips, missing a little bit long.
Avery Skinner continuing to serve. Skinner picks it up, not the perfect pass, and so Jordan Larson recycles. Goes back to Coutinho. Everybody looking just a tiny bit rusty for the United States. There you see what happens when you have a new lineup coming in. Communication
The communication is really difficult, especially when you have players that maybe aren't comfortable playing next to each other. These balls that land in the middle of the court, if you have players that are comfortable, normally someone steps in and takes them. Just that slight hesitation causes this ball to fall.
Yeah, and any one of them could have gotten it. I'm sure Justine Wong-Orantes, the libero for the United States, like, I'll vacuum up anything back here. She was another Olympic gold medalist. Lifted up, Carlini off the net, goes to Larson. Nobody really getting an opportunity for a great swing just yet.
Yeah, all the passes have been either a little bit too low, too tight, or off the net. We haven't seen Lauren Carlini in system enough, and even some of these outside sets, not quite the tempo that Larson would have wanted, causing that tip.
Bogu serve, hammered down, beautiful dig by Coutinho. Obogu uses that left arm to bring it back into the center. China digging everything. Lefty swing. Larson keeps it simple, puts it where they're not.
Big transition play for Team USA. Danielle Coutinho putting Lauren Carlini in a great spot to run this offense quickly. Still wasn't a perfect set, but Jordan Larson's crafty enough to know exactly how to get a kill, even in those tough situations.
Bogu serve to the center. They run the middle, and there's the problem when you face China. Yuan Qingyue just so long in the middle.
When China's in system, they will run that ball in the middle every single time, and especially with the height that Yuan Qingyue stands at, she's 2 meters 2, she gets up there.
Now behind the service line, and Qingyue. Oh, and we'll just pretend that never happened. We vow to never talk about that again.
Fix the ponytail after that one. That's why you'll see in the men's game that ball's coming so fast, they'll put their hands behind their head. You know, part of it is to screen, of course, but also for protection.
I mean, that's what happened right before we went on the air. That's why I kind of fumbled that open a little bit. I got clocked. Got a touch of it, bringing it back. Wong-Orantes, I feel like that's the first time she's touched the ball so far today.
China playing a little bit of dodgeball in the backcourt, ducking out just in time. Larson thinking that the libero might have touched it, but they're not going to use a challenge this time. How about that pancake from Wong-Orantes flying in out of nowhere?
Absolutely. You get 2 challenges per set. If you win your challenge, you of course can compete them out. If you lose them, you get 2 of them. Until the next set, you get 2 more. Larson clears everybody out to set her fellow Olympic gold medalist. And it's again why we're seeing so many errors, uncharacteristic for the United States.
A lot of errors on that outside pin as well. It doesn't look like that set location is in the perfect spot or the right height for some of those pins. That's going to have to be a conversation that Lauren Carlini needs to have with whoever is hitting on the left.
Carlini sends it long, and we are seeing a lot of tipping. That may have been an attempt to recycle, but China wasn't having it.
It's also a ball that doesn't have to go outside. Lauren Carlini can use her back row options right now, but she's choosing not to. She has Avery Skinner back there. Chuck that ball up to a bic or a pipe and let her go to work.
Larson's pass, and there's the middle. That's what's different about this start for the United States today versus yesterday in Thailand.
Yesterday we saw so much middle involvement right out of the gates. Every perfect pass was going to the middle, whether it was Anna Hall or last night was Breon Butler. Tonight we've only seen about 1 or 2 sets to the middle so far.
There's a certain confidence that the team feels, I'm sure, when Jordan Larson takes to that service line, 3-time Olympian.
USA playing a little bit of dodgeball back there, keeping the governor back on the service line.
That's right, the nickname, the governor. most outstanding player of the 2020 Olympics. Outside again, brought in. Larson again clears everybody out, puts up a beautiful set. Skinner tags it.
And that was one of the best outside sets we've seen tonight. The height on it was beautiful. It was very up and down, putting Avery Skinner in the perfect spot to get a good kill out of. That's what you want from one of your veterans and a captain on this team, or a leader on this team rather. Strong, confident sets, really any play that she makes.
Yeah, we tried to see that with Skinner earlier. No good. China takes a timeout. As the United States starts to get a little bit of a run coming back, Bin Kai calls a timeout. It's all about composure coming back. As Jordan Larson will go back to serve again. Does Bin Kai's timeout rattle the governor enough? We have seen that so consistently. A coach's point, we call it, when a coach calls a timeout, breaks the serving run.
We need to keep a tally going.
I know.
We got to get coaches' points to be a thing, even if it means nothing.
Yeah. Except a point. There's the big swing that Skinner loves to unload.
Great side out from Team USA, nailing the pass right away. That allowed Lauren Carlini to be in a good position. Just a quick set to the outside. Even on the move, she's setting a very quick ball.
Anna Hall's serve, well handled by Wang Munjai. They're saying touch. They're asking Bin Kai to challenge. No American fesses up, and so this will be a challenge. A review when I say no American fesses up. If you admit to touching a ball before the challenge has initiated, before the official draws that rectangle, meaning review, you can be awarded a fair play point. It shows up as a green card at the end of the tournament. Whichever team has the most green cards wins a significant cash prize.
Money for honesty.
I would offer that to my kids.
Laying under your homework.
There we go.
From that angle, it doesn't quite look like a touch.
Yeah.
At least not enough to overturn it.
And it doesn't get any better than Bolt 6, but I mean, Coutinho's right ring finger may have felt a breeze, but we didn't see it move. Pushed outside, big crack. The set is good, and there is a touch. Wang Munjai puts the set right on the net, money.
Everyone at China's hitters is definitely making it a point, knowing that they have a big block in front of them, to continuously swing high. We've seen some of the swings go long, but they're aiming for those high hands. Both sides really not able to get in a full rhythm. We've seen a lot of traded points back and forth, not many runs. Teams able to side out pretty quickly, or the opponent getting an error.
I mean, it's really tough because you can't take your foot off the gas from the service line. In this game particularly, both teams excellent passers. That little hook over the head again for Yuan Qinyuai.
Not the prettiest swing, but she finds a way to get it done. The set a little bit behind her head. She's able to adjust that arm at the last second and still get a snap down. Such an experienced player.
Gong Shengyu goes at Avery Skinner, who passes and gets it right back. What an up, unable to be contained. Skinner was spinning on her pass.
so impressive when you have players that not only are in the right position to go past to attack, but when you're put out of your rhythm, maybe it's a play that you can barely get to, she still finds a way to speed up that approach and stay in that rhythm.
Last year, Avery Skinner felt like an experiment to a degree at the beginning of the season, that first week in Antalya. Let's see what she can do. Now she feels very much like a contender for the Olympic squad.
And even last season, we saw her come in right away, calm, confident, really great on the court. She brought that same energy and athleticism and execution here in her second VNL.
Wongarante's pass, and it's veteran. Wongarante's Carlini, and then Larson.
Larson able to do the exact thing she wanted, going off the high hands, showing that she's going to hit cross court, then at the last second bringing that arm through her body to tool it off.
She spent the last year training, being very strong, and coaching. That's tight. Just pushed. Beautiful win. Li Yingying.
The strength from Li Yingying to go up with one hand and beat a big blocker in front of her shows just how much strength she's got in that one, going up against two of Anna Hall.
They're keeping the ball on Avery Skinner as much as possible. Ooh. Larson on top.
I mean, even her tips and her rolls have so much power with them. Yeah, we know she can absolutely clobber a ball, but when she's in these situations, it's a rough spot. She's still able to find a way to score. That came off so fast, it almost looked like a hit.
Lauren Carlini serving, a little bit of a stack left for China. Setter is front court. Setter is front court, and they were on it.
Good identification, Jordan Larson, knowing that the setter's front row, meaning if that ball is tight, she can go up and dump. Larson brought herself in, whether to help with the middle or to help with the setter dump, and it paid off.
China is out of timeouts for this set. That was their second. Lauren Carlini's serve straight to the middle. And again, the lefty on the left side, Li Yingying.
It's difficult to block a lefty on the left side because they hit different than a righty would. They can hit different shots. You got to watch out for that line shot especially. She's still able to go inside.
There's the middle again. Brought back in. China will deliver a free ball. What will Carlini run? Ball's over. Nope, they're going to call one of those a double contact.
Even on a free ball, Lauren Carlini continuously going to that outside, a matchup that Team USA clearly wants to exploit, whether it's Gong Cheng-Yu or Diao Lin-Yu up there. Shorter blockers on that right side. Carlini's going after.
Wongarante's pass, back to Larson, she's dug. Beautiful set, Wang Mengjai. And a kill from the opposite, again, Gong Cheng-Yu with a kill.
Beautiful kill from Gong Cheng-Yu, seeing the block in front of her, doing a great job identifying where exactly this set was inside. Danielle Coutinho lined up too far out, allowing that space to happen.
This time the United States taking a timeout after a three-point China run.
Hey, lots of good things happening. Let's keep that going. If we go to you, the highlight is your space there. So wait, she'll give you a little height, hang it a little bit, you can go right over or hard off that right hand.
Plus one, right here, here we go. USA, USA, deep breath before you go on.
Well, that was clear instruction for the right side. High line over the top or off the hand. I think it might have been for the left side, actually. Off the right hand, he said, so it must have been for the left side.
And in this rotation, you see Danielle Coutinho on the outside. The one rotation where she does hit from the left.
Pass. Skinner in the middle, what a dig! Beautiful dig. Recycled. That's a tough angle, she's got to keep this in, another great dig. United States not letting it drop, and China's gonna swing again.
Ooh.
Exclamation point by Li Yingying. China, 4 points, tied it back up.
During a broken play, Wang Yuan staying calm, going in to set this ball to her outside, no hesitation at all. It's exactly what you have to have as a middle blocker, stepping in, stepping up, and doing it confidently with the back set.
And China make it 5 consecutively. No. What a run by China, though, to completely change the conversation. The United States still has 1 timeout left. China does not.
And this is the point in the game when we're now inside 20 points. Both teams have to play as clean as possible and keep the ball in play.
Beautiful connection. It's just got to go over. And then look out below. So many options. Back out to Skinner. It's tight, and there is an absolute roof from Team China.
Wang Yuan setting up that block perfectly, getting all the way out. Team USA's outsides have to do a better job going for that line shot. You can't hit right out the middles. They will stuff you every single time.
After trailing by 4, here's an opportunity for China to go ahead. Outblocking the United States 5-2. Tough serving from China continuing, and there's Coutinho on the right side.
Coutinho taking advantage of the late block from Wu Mengjian on the outside. Just a little bit late to it. She's able to get that snap down a little bit quicker.
Anna Hall for the United States had a nice service run last time around. Can China get her off that service line more quickly? Coutinho takes it on 2. The option for Danielle Coutinho.
We got a middle plane defense back there. The U.S. defending the left side of the court and that cross-court seam from the outside really, really well. Whether it's a middle playing back there or Justine Wong Orantes, China should try something different and maybe start going after that line shot on the outside.
Pass is good to the middle. Big block, well recovered. This has got to be a big swing. Avery Skinner takes a nice swing. This one's going to go all the way cross court again. They've had lots of success. Harlini goes back. Ball was never headed over that time. China outlasting and most importantly, stopping the run.
So important this late in the set. China had to sign out as soon as possible, and they did exactly that off of the U.S. error, but nonetheless, they get that serve back.
To tie it up. Opportunity missed. Chang Ying into the net. I get it though, you have to serve tough, and a substitution coming in for the United States as Sarah Parsons enters to serve. She is entering for Coutinho, who went out.
Trading errors at this point. This late in a set, you can't do that when the end is in sight. Keep that ball in play. Yes, it has to have some pressure on it, but it doesn't have to be a bomb serve. Just hit it perfectly in a seam.
Parsons was a little quick off the floor for the substitution. So they brought her back, Coutinho back in. China needs at this point, if they want to win this set. Can't get that pressure against set point. A little bit of a trouble pass. Carlini handles the joust. Skinner dug beautifully. Wang Yu Li. Skinner again. Goes it hands. That's the audacity of Avery Skinner.
Audacity and range that she has. The first one she ripped cross court. That didn't work. Li Yingying was sitting on it. This time she mixed up her shot and went for that outside hand exactly as Karchkurai told her in that last time out.
Set point, United States. Not so fast. The crowd erupts for Li Yingying.
Late in sets when China needs a point, they're gonna go to their go-to attacker. That's Li Yingying. Expect her to get a lot of sets, especially now that she's back in the front court.
Set point number 2, USA. Jordan Larson is on the outside. The governor will put it away for a set 1 win.
Though Team USA had a bit of a shaky start, had to work out some of those kinks in terms of setting, the location looked a lot better as that set went on. It looked like Carlini got comfortable setting her hitters, especially on that outside pin. They shored that up after they took a timeout about halfway through that set. Taking another look at that last point, I think everyone in the gym knew exactly where that ball was going. Even a perfect pass, you give it to the Olympic MVP, Jordan Larson, on the outside.
Absolutely. Clutch. What a great first set. We might be settling in for quite a while.
Looking at those numbers, Team USA's offense roaring, 17 attack points, but China 6 blocks in just the first set alone. We talked about how good those middles would be. They're doing their job from a blocking standpoint. China has to find a way to get them involved a little bit more in the offense.
Yeah, looking at the numbers, it was good, clean volleyball for the most part. And this is what we're going to get this entire tournament. China is playing for their lives. We've talked about it. They've got 1 win already. Another win would do wonders. Their first win was over Korea. And so it didn't get them many points. Preparing for set number 2. Emily, I'll ask you again, what's going to be key for this particular set?
For China, it's getting those passes a little more short up to get the middle involved and make Team USA's middles work just a little bit harder. For Team USA, they have to control their side, whether it's the setting, putting it in the right locations, or keeping that ball in play. They were a little too high error during the first half of that set. Got better during the last half, though.
Wang Yuan doing some great work for China. I think it's just they let that 4-point deficit happen. They did fight back from it, but it's better to not have to fight through that at all.
especially against a team like Team USA, who you know is going to take that lead and absolutely run with it. If you give them 2-3 points in a row, you have to find a way to make that up.
Jordan Larson leads all players both sides with 6 points, 5 kills and a block. She will start serving. So a slight spin of the dial for the United States. Wow, on top and down is Gong Shangyu.
Gong Shangyu identifying so much line open. Team USA's blockers nearly nowhere to be found, but such a huge amount of space for her to go through.
Pass is good to the middle, which they never really got going. Back again. What a pickup. Spectacular by Wang Jie. United States outlasting China's attack.
Danielle Coutinho putting up a wall up front on that right side, knowing that out of system in a broken play, the outside's likely to get set, so she needs to stay there and buckle up for that block.
Well, you just talked about the blocking differential in the first set. United States block doing a little bit more work right now. Still up. Go to the deep corner.
Both China and Team USA so physical up front. If you give either side one of these overpasses like we just saw, it's gonna come right back at you. If you're a backcourt defender, just buckle up and hope you get hit.
A service ace for Anna Hall.
A beautiful serve, and we've seen her do work from that service line. Not always an ace, but she does a really good job going right in between the seams or hitting passers lower than they would want, dropping it right in front of them.
Yeah, it's a nasty float, too. You can see it from that angle, just a little bit of a movement. Wang Yuan serving. Front court setter for China. Obogu lets it fly. A little bit of middle for the United States.
An impressive time for Lauren Carlini to get that middle going, about 8-9 feet off the net. She forces that gap set to Obogu.
Dig by Wang Arantes. China's been effectively playing keep away from her for the most part. That one overdug and out.
And pretty smart to keep that ball away from her, because any ball that gets to her, oftentimes she'll get up, and she oftentimes makes it look easy too. She's always somehow in the right position. And this is something that's different from the college game. If you're watching, players in the international game can actually go to the other side and play it outside the court as long as it doesn't go back on the other side inside the antenna.
Now the offense a little smoother for the United States.
Can tell in that last huddle between sets, Karch Karai emphasizing that they have to get the middles going a little bit more to keep China's middles guessing.
Yeah, a couple of consecutive to Obogu. Chaka Obogu's club team in Turkey, Vakıbank, won the title along with many other VNL players. You'll see them all over the place. Vakıbank.
This play, a pretty good Chinese pass leads to a very good slide attack going right inside of Obogu.
Outside, Larson keeps it in play. Brought back in nicely. Beautiful attack coming behind Yuan Xinyue.
What a slice from Yuan Xinyue. A really quick slide set. She still can go inside the blocker's hands. She finishes that arm back through her body, going inside, hitting about a 6-foot shot on the sideline. Watch how fast this is, and the ability to cut it inside, so impressive.
Extended roof, heavy awning.
Yuan Xinyue loving that one. Anytime a U.S. outside hits directly into the middle, this is what happens. It's a roof because both Chinese middles so good dropping that left hand back in.
We talked about it yesterday, and we're seeing a lot of it today. There's a big difference between having a ball go long or a little bit wide and how many we've seen in the net today.
When the serve goes in the net, you don't even give your defense a chance to play. If the ball's going out, maybe a player might touch it, but you won't know. A miss out of bounds is a lot better than in the net.
Also not such a spirit breaker. Little chin music, and the United States is saying, I did not. And so the official is waiting. The down official confirmed it was no touch.
Definitely no touch on Larson.
Oh, I think they were looking at chin music on Skinner.
Skinner, maybe a shoulder, but those are tough to tell in replays too, because it's not like a shoulder bends backwards. Finger, easy to tell.
Yeah, no challenge from China. Bogu this time down the line. The attack continues. Li Ying, relentless.
They got a system play for China. Even if they're not in the perfect spot, Wang Munjie puts up a perfect ball for her outside to get after it. 3 feet off and 3 feet in.
Pass is good from the backcourt. You talked about it earlier. They will use Coutinho back there frequently. They've also got Skinner in the backcourt. Hall in the front. Ball's down and good.
With Li Ying up there, she's not one of China's stronger blockers, so Lauren Carlini knows that she has to force that right side of the court, whether it's Coutinho back row or the middle on a slide.
Long string back. Net's not sealed. That's a spirit breaker.
Larson in the right position to make that block. It just comes right down in front of her, not pressed over enough. Good push from Diao Linyu.
Perfect pass. Larson, give and go.
Larson almost looking like a slide attack on that one from the pass to attack. This ball so fast off of Carlini's hands. Larson's able to tool it off with ease.
Middle. Well dug by Carlini. Time and time again, China adding pressure. One more time, and she does it again. Another big dig. I thought that one was going to be down. Uh-oh, trouble. United States setting it up. And it's the Chinese block that does it again. Wang Yuan and Gong Chang-Yu combined.
And how about that rally? So many impressive defensive plays. Carlini in the right spot to do it, and then we see Justine Wong-Arantes somehow getting underneath that ball. But it's China that finishes it up with some front court defense of their own.
Keeping the ball on Skinner, as has been the game plan in this match. Work in the middle to Anna Hall.
A good answer right away from Team USA, nailing that pass. Lauren Carlini has the option to run her middle in that rotation. Really smart decision.
of rotation was China, point USA.
Sometimes you'll see with these stacks players leaving just a little bit early to try to gain that advantage, but you can't move until contact's made on the serve.
To the middle. Hesitation. United States block is having a problem.
The United States block is in the right position. They're just not pressed over enough. China runs with such speed and is able to get on top of it so quick. USA's block needs to be pressed over a little bit sooner to make it happen.
Back again, Coutinho, reach and swipe.
Not the perfect set, but she finds a way to get it done. Reaching for that ball, still gets those fingertips on it. And this is the best shot that you can have. Just put it right inside the block, in that middle of the court area. It's difficult to defend.
Outside. Every time that Wang Yunlu has come up front, she has delivered.
She's been impressive. Not someone that started this match, but as soon as she went into the game, she's been a difference maker on that outside, going right in that seam.
Carlini looking for that corner. China not going to allow it, and then out-muscling Wang Yunlu.
An impressive net play. Team USA going up so strong. You know if you got a joust coming, you got to dig in a little bit deeper. Smart decision by Carlini to go for that corner, but Li Yingying just getting the better of her there, but Carlini is not letting that one go down.
And a net touch by China. Right back at ya. Yuan Xin Yue. Yeah, their fans are happy.
China putting on an absolute blocking clinic tonight. They've already got 10 blocks through not even 2 sets alone. These middles are working overtime to get in the right spot.
Right to the libero of China. Love the heat. Backcourt heat from China.
It's not just their front court that swings really hard. When the hitters are in a good position backcourt, if they have that momentum going into it, they're able to swing down and even bring more from that back row attack.
One of the ways that the United States wanted to prepare for this tournament was bringing Japan in to the USA gym last week where they scrimmaged. They had 3 different courts going of scrimmaging. They're not going to see Japan during the preliminary phase at all. And so how did that help them, Emily?
What's important when you're playing a team like Japan is China puts that one down, that runs with so much speed. It really helps your blockers out, get in that live play environment. A team that runs so fast, as China does, as do a few other teams in this VNL, like Thailand that they played the other night. When the ball's faster, your block has to be that much quicker, so they benefited a lot from a defensive standpoint.
That's a really tough swing, but you're going to get away from the bro and get the opposite on the floor. Short line. Other than that, again, lots of good things happening. You guys are adjusting to our serving based on 10 being in now. Well done. Here we go.
USA! Stay on it, ladies!
Yeah, you're moving when the speed's good, just not have a step like keep the same move, just don't go out as far.
Karch Karai is all about the details and the stats, and so you can hear him praising his team, even though they're down, saying that they made the adjustment when Wang Yunlu came in, whatever adjustment it was that he asked for them to make. He's very specific with them. But there was no address there, interesting to me, Emily, of the blocking. No address in terms of them not sealing the net.
Yeah, not sealing the net, and then on the attack as well, don't hit at the middles because China's middles are putting everything down.
Yeah, but it shows the faith he has, saying, you're going to figure that out. Let's just talk about what we're doing.
And these players are so experienced, you know, they don't need a coach telling them that they need to press sooner.
Right,
they know if a ball is
exactly.
coming down, yeah, I need to get my hands over quicker.
There's some service pressure. Obogu with an ace.
Beautiful serve from Obogu. Just targeting both those passers in the perfect spot because it dropped quickly and it was right in the seam between the two outsides.
One good, one not.
Lots of Brazilian fans in the house still. Seen some China flags as well, scattered throughout. Fun to see the support in a different country.
Ball down by Hall. For either team, when you're on this seesaw, you need to stop and then a real point. You know, a point that you serve and score. They haven't been able to do that.
Well, it feels right now, it's felt that way this entire match so far throughout set 1 and set 2. No one's going on runs. Each side is able to side out pretty quickly.
Carlini's serve does go after Wong Yun Lu. And it is put away by Li Yingying.
Li Yingying having a lot of success on the outside. She's a lefty, so the block for Team USA has to set up a bit different. They normally are taking away that line, as you see Coutinho doing, but again, those hands have to be pressed over sooner.
Larson behind. Another give and go by Jordan Larson. We're starting to see a little bit of a pattern. If she's passing that ball, she wants it back on the right side.
And you can even hear her saying, lead me, lead me. She's talking to her setter as she's passing, knowing that she's probably going to get set and communicating that with her during the play.
Ball is out, and uncharacteristically, we heard Karch Karai after that serve saying that's the one. Apparently, that's the serve that he wanted down the line. Timeout, China.
And it's a difficult ball to pass, especially when you have Li Yingying in one of the rotations where she does pass, forcing her to do a little bit more in the pass to attack.
Note the timing of this timeout by Ben Kai. He calls it after 2 consecutive points by the United States because, as you and I were just talking about, it's been 1 and 1 and 1 the other way. So as soon as the United States puts even a couple together, it's done.
So important to stop runs as soon as possible on really either side because there haven't been many in this matchup. They want to nip it in the bud as quick as they can.
Good timeout for China. Now there's about, I'd say 12 Chinese flags here. Big Chinese flags, great support. Maybe even more than 12.
And they've got support nationwide. We saw in the VNL finals last year when China was playing, a lot of Chinese fans in Arlington, Texas.
Absolutely, worldwide.
And a good side out from Team USA. Again, right away, we're back on that seesaw, trading points for either side.
Connection so strong to the middle, and I don't know that the Americans have an answer.
Well, China hasn't run their middle too often tonight. They've become really pin heavy, so that allows a lot of seams for the middles to go through because they're only putting up one blocker.
Brazil won earlier today, and Gabby, one of their stars, said they are going back to the hotel and watching this match as a team because they are facing the United States next. What do you think they're learning about attacking from the middle against the U.S.?
That they got to do it. They got to get those middles involved, whether it's Gianna or whoever it is. Get them involved because Team USA has struggled against that middle attack.
Back again, long rally, big swing. Another one along the net. Larson begging for a backcourt attack at this point. Avery Skinner, it's fatigue gonna start playing a part? Wow, what an up! Longest rally by far. Exhaustion on the floor for everyone.
In those long rallies, it's so important to stay with it, whether it's those high net plays, getting down under it to try to get that up. But man, all these players so conditioned to continue to stay in that rally, whether they're diving and getting up, jumping and coming back down, just the consistency from both sides to battle it out.
Big point too, instead of a 21 or 2018, it's now locked up, a short game to 6. China looking to tie up this match, 1 apiece. We knew we'd be here a good long time. Bin Kai saying he does not like that, thinks it's a throw.
Yeah, you see Bin Kai signaling for that catch ball. Subjective.
Sarah Parsons in again to serve for the United States. She came in to serve last set. Tight ball. China winning every one of those jousts. Where they're not. Beautiful heads-up play. Li Ying has eyes in the sides of her head.
Huge heads-up play, and just knowing exactly where the defense is. It's like she does have eyes in the back of her head because she can see where Team USA's defenders are and just place it exactly where they're not.
China looking to go ahead with this serve. It's tough, and they do. China takes the lead late in set number 2.
At the perfect time for this China team. Team USA has been pretty locked down on service receive the entire match, but that was a pivotal overpass just then, and Yuan Xinyue easily taking care of it.
Skinner blocked. China's block has been a complete wall. What a dig. Here they come with the swing, and it is again Wang Yun Lu. Crushing kill. What a difference she has made.
Using her power to go inside Team USA's block. They're not pressed over enough. We've seen it time and time again this entire match. Those hands have to be up just a little bit sooner. The transition defense that we're seeing from China, so impressive from Wang Jae, the libero.
China turn this into a little bit of a run. They put the pressure on. They've made huge plays late. Gong Sheng Yu serving, and the Brazilian crowd is on their side. Pass is good. Obogu is up high, but sends it wide. All smiles. China 2 points away from evening the match.
That's the play that Team USA wants to run off of a good pass. They have a Obogu one-on-one on that slide attack. That ball has to go in the court.
China pushing for set point. Beautiful kill. United States stays alive. Larson slipped, and the crowd out. The cleaners out to get the moisture off the floor.
Avery Skinner with a really clutch swing right here. Almost miscommunication on who was going to take that pass, but it didn't matter.
No touch. Point USA. And China will challenge.
This late in the match, you don't want to see those errors from either side. They need to continue to keep swinging. Look at that overturn. There was indeed a touch from Team USA.
Yeah, they self-confessed, but it was after the challenge was accepted, so no fair play point, but it does keep the match moving. It is set point China. Fans are on their feet. Larson delays the satisfaction for China.
With Larson back in the front court, expect her to get a lot of sets right now.
Absolutely, I concur. Maybe Avery Skinner coming up the middle at some point, but set point number 2, China.
Watch this ball to go to Li Yingying on the outside.
Instead, they keep it on Wang Yinlu. Li Yingying blocked.
Locking in Team USA's block was Lauren Carlini, knowing China's going to go to their go-to attacker in these situations. A great read for her. They have to stay locked in. She's probably going to get the set again.
Timeout, China. Both teams out of timeouts. It'll be yet another set point for China. Service in, Lu. Tip exactly where she put it last time. China wins set number 2. Lin Yi, devastating.
Such a smart play coming out of that timeout. Not the classic outside set all the way out to the pin. They brought Li Yingying in on a 3-ball. That completely confused Team USA's blockers, also allowing a massive hole in zone 2 of the court, that right front area, for her to place a tip.
Here it is again, final play of set number 2.
You see Li Yingying coming inside. Lauren Carlini read it well, no help on the block, but in these situations, if you're a right back defender, you have to know that this ball probably can't get hit to you, so come up just a little bit to be ready for that tip.
This match between China and the United States stands at 1 apiece. What can you make of the numbers?
Well, China's still doing good from a blocking standpoint, putting up 3 in that set alone. Serving-wise, Team USA has the slight edge, but that Chinese attack really found rhythm during the second set. USA's blockers weren't doing a great job of pressing over quick enough. A lot of balls fell right through their hands between them and the net.
Win probability doesn't mean a ton right now in terms of a 1-1. We talked about it earlier. Emily, remind people what they're playing for, the importance of this match.
For China, they're trying to play their way into the Olympics, but first we'll hear from Bin Kai.
Coach, well played. You won that second set. What was the key to winning the set?
我们防守做得不错，防守。
Our reception is pretty much better than the first set.
And what's the plan now for the rest of the match to try and win this match?
我们会加强进攻。
will improve on the offense to balance all the offense.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, a balanced offense, and that's the thing. You were talking about the service pressure, Emily. They had Li Yingying outside, so they didn't have to run their middle even when their passes weren't perfect. So a little more balance, get that middle going again.
And getting that middle involved opens things up for some of those pin hitters as well. That's something China has to continue to do. Try to find a way to get their middles involved.
Karch Karai is standing by.
Coach, not dissimilar to your first match here. You won the first set against Thailand, lost the second. Same here.
It's a great battle. That's a really good team across the net. Love that we're putting each other in some discomfort, and both teams are adapting.
And what's the plan from here on in?
Try to clean up our transition game a little. That's where they beat us in the second one. Coming up with a couple of good digs and kills.
Thank you very much. Let's get back to it.
Yeah, they came up with plenty of great digs. Wang Mengjai, sometimes you couldn't even get the words out fast enough. She was just putting balls up and in settable positions.
And really great job getting outside the blocker's hand. She was just in the right spots.
Set 3 about to get underway here in Rio de Janeiro. Week number 1 of Volleyball Nations League action. The governor, Jordan Larson, has returned to play. She did not play overseas. And it's great to see her back on the floor. 3-time Olympian and the most outstanding player from the Tokyo Olympics.
So much fun to see Jordan Larson back on the court. Of course, she was in a coaching role for the last season, but still training on the side. It's fun to see she hasn't missed any steps in the last year, not having that competitive play.
No surprise that China is starting Wang Yunlu. She was absolutely fantastic. Li Yingying leads all players with 12 points. Immediately poor passing, poor setting. And China gets the first point. Not what the United States wanted to come out and do.
Yeah, not the right start that Team USA wanted. In these broken plays, you have to find a way to better the ball. Maybe the pass isn't there, but the set then has to find a way to just be a little bit better.
There's a much better pass. And a bounce town hit from Coutinho.
Really quick adjustments from USA. Nailed the pass. Lauren Carlini had the perfect tempo, perfect placement for this set to Coutinho with speed, but still high enough to get that full extension.
And an ace serve. Service pressure is strong.
The short serve does it. Jordan Larson going right at Wang Yuan. The middle for Team China, just a little touch over the net. As they're having those crossing patterns, it causes a lot of chaos on the other side.
Popped up by Wang Arantes. Skinner going for the back third of the court and has success.
Avery Skinner's so good because a lot of times if she has an open net, she'll just barrel it right in the middle of the court, but she varies the length and depth of her attacks really well. Sometimes going for that back third and sometimes just taking a rip inside.
There's the heat that we've been waiting for.
China mixing up their offense just a little bit more. That was something Bin Kai said he wanted. A little more variety in their offense. Not a true opposite set. More of a back quick for Gong Shengyu.
Again, connection not quite there. Hall tries to work with it.
Usually Anna Hall's pretty good at it. If that set isn't perfect, she's able to adjust to it, but this ball just way too low for her to get on top of.
And you got Wang Yuan right in front of her.
It doesn't help.
No. Li Yingying was an absolute star as usual in set number 2. Just the connection for the United States does not look crisp.
Yeah, connection does not look good at all. It started off this way during set 1. The location of these sets not quite there, and the height as well, but Carlini needs to make some kind of adjustment to her hitters.
Back. And there's the USA block. Hall and Skinner celebrate.
Anna Hall coming out of nowhere to close that up. She came flying through from the middle, but she still got her hands in a spot where she was able to dive back in that hole at the last second.
And even more impressive, the way she turned her hands to the center of the court.
Yeah, a lot of times those hands will be back from the net and you'll see the ball fall, but she turned them in and got them pressed over.
Beautifully done, and 2 consecutive points for the United States to take a micro lead.
Good run for China to run this middle. More variety in their attack, just wasn't able to get full extension to snap down.
United States has gone with the same game plan. Wang Yunlu receives serve, and she's nailing it.
Yeah, every time that you get that ball perfect, they're gonna go right back to their middle. Bin Kai just told us that he wants to have more variety, whether it's from the middle or mixing it up on the right side. They're getting their middle involved more here in set 3.
Tina block, Larson picks it up again, going right back to her. Second time is a charm.
What I love from that play was, although Jordan Larson wasn't involved in the offense, she's always locked and loaded. If that ball has nothing to do with her, she's in on coverage. They always have people surrounding them. It's not just what you do when the ball's in your hand that makes you a good player. It's what you do when it's not in your hand.
Great pickup by Wang Arantes. Skinner dropping that just right.
Good transition play, Team USA. Wang Arantes coming out of nowhere to pick this up. Not a lot of people in the world are going to be able to do that, but man, she just hustles and lays out for some of these plays, allowing her offense to do the work and finish it up.
A tape ace as the United States builds an official 3-point lead.
Danielle Coutinho's had a few of those so far this VNL, just going right over the tape, a really flat serve.
Timeout, China.
发球发出来一瞬间，你们能判断出来，这种球副攻和后面副攻除了后面喊你我来，你放其他的球还要准备好。这种球，他们的发球擦网球会很多，一定要当心。所以一定先准备擦网，不要觉得他一定是进网，不一定的啊。然后。
这边都准备2球，你那边还有加油，加油！
A lot of work to be done. Now, every time in this match that Bin Kai has called a timeout, the American server has missed their serve coming out. Hard to find that balance. China stacked left. There you go, dime pass, just perfect pass, and then setting it up in rare air for Yuan Xinyue.
Beautiful answer from China right out of that timeout, nailing the pass. They're able to get the middle going. The game plan is clear from China. On a good pass, set the middle to ball.
Laughing at an inside thought.
She just looks so happy.
Yeah.
It's contagious.
Gong Shengyu's serve is good. They go behind. There's some variety that we're seeing in the United States offense. A Bogu kill.
Yeah, Carlini's spreading this offense out a little bit more, getting the middle involved, and not on a true slide attack, but just an easy back one. You see that massive gap in China's block because it wasn't a true slide.
Going for seams. Block of Li Yingying. Couple of digs from the United States. And then an unforced error attacking.
Bogu's had a few errors trying to go down that line, just missing a little bit wide. It's the right shot because it's there, but it's just not quite good on the execution.
Wang Yunlu serve. Oh, miscommunication. Free ball, you got the big middle. Absolutely, you have to go back to her. Just a beautiful tap over by Yuan Xinyue.
Chaos happening on Team USA's side of the court, and they're not able to handle that chaos. China did exactly what they do best. Easy free ball, they'll run that middle and put it down.
Happy fans here in Marcanzino. What a dig!
Oh.
That's the worst.
Oh, nothing more frustrating than when you're a libero and you get an incredible up, being in the right spot, and everyone's just looking at each other as the ball falls. Looks like the setter got a little bit caught behind their middle.
Well, can't see over, what is it, 202?
202, yeah, that makes it tough.
They respond well, though. China does. Li Yingying off the block and out.
Li Yingying, again, having success with that left hand. She's able to turn her shoulders nearly completely to the sideline just to tool it off.
And did you see Hall's hand? I mean, it was turned nearly sideways,
Yep.
and she still did it well. Jordan Larson, vision.
I mean, it's like she knows exactly where the defense is at all times. She's not looking at it, but she knows where they're set up, especially if they can see that she's gonna tip this ball. Oftentimes, as China did, Gong Shenyu crashed up expecting the short tip. Larson sent it long.
Carlini down the line. They have continued to put the ball on. Uh-oh, there's a net violation against the United States in the middle of that play.
Someone clipping it just on the way down from that block.
Yeah, Hall got a part of it wearing a checkered shirt. Skinner flies through the air, what an up! It's wide, but a heroic effort from Wang Mengzhe.
Oh, what an arm. Kind of wish that ball went in. Impressive set from Carlini, but man, watch the hustle from Wang Mengzhe to get that ball over, not just chase it down, but have enough strength to get it.
She gets style points, but the actual point goes to the United States. They're keeping this serve on Wang Yunlu. Or excuse me, that one was on Li Yingying, and Li Yingying says, fine, I'll take it back again.
Sometimes when you're in that serve-receive pattern and you get a good pass, it really helps your momentum going into that swing, and she looks so comfortable taking a swing at that.
There's the connection. High enough for Hall, and she puts it away.
Yeah, Lauren Carlini made that adjustment, getting Hall a little bit higher. She hadn't been hitting at full extension, and that time she did. And when she does, it's going straight down. Still in sort of the seesaw, teams nearly trading points. Team USA at one point got maybe, what, a 3-point run, but it feels like the most that we've seen all match.
Yuan Xinyue comes back in. A serve! Some nice heat from Wang Yuan.
Because she's so tall, the way that she hits this ball, it's going straight down. And when it has nearly no spin, that's why it's dropping at the last second.
Hit with a feather. Off the net, Skinner reaches in, picks it up. From the back court, what a dig by Carlini. Long rally again. Change of pace will do it every time.
Wang Yunlu continuously going for that deep corner. Carlini's picked it up most of the time, but Carlini saw that arm drop and crashed up to play the tip, but Wang Yunlu sent that one deep.
Skinner. It's still good. Wong Orantes does it. Will they run the middle? They run back instead to Coutinho. And DC puts it away.
Carlini's been going away from Coutinho, and she's been up front so far to start this third set. But this time goes right back out to her, knowing that she's ready to take a big rip at it.
No question about it. Li Yingying. Superwoman flying in from the back court and crushing.
And no block up on this. It's a perfect time for Li Yingying to go to work and just take a rip at it. Front court getting a little jumpy for USA.
China takes the lead by 1. Picked up. No middle option available, so they go to Larson. Big dig by Li Yingying, and a block to finish it. Skinner and Abogu combine.
How about that up? Li Yingying laying out for that play. The defense from Team USA in the front court, so impressive to not only be in the right spot for this, but get those hands all the way over. Li Yingying, she's obviously so good offensively, but defensively, she looks like a libero back there most of the time.
A serve. United States takes the lead off of Avery Skinner's serve.
On the bench is loving it.
They're working on their cheering.
Team USA definitely throwing in a lot more short serves than what we're used to seeing, and China's really struggling with it in the front court.
Short serve is tough, takes your approach away a little bit. And some of that power, Carlini pushes outside. Recycled by Larson. They give it to Skinner. One arm stab up. And then just shoved down their throat again, Wang Yunlu.
Again, U.S. that ball going right inside between them and the net. Not disciplined enough in some of these blocks. They're in the right position, just not quite finishing it well enough. See the spacing between Carlini and the net, just way too much for her.
Carlini outside to Larson, attacking high hands.
Beautiful shot from Jordan Larson. This ball a little bit off the net, so she has a lot of space and visibility to see the block in front of her. She just swings high and hard.
Knew that China wasn't going to allow a 2-point lead. No way. We're locked at 17s.
Li Yingying going back to that power line shot on the outside. Carlini in a good spot to take it. She just goes right on that top of the hand.
This Chinese team trying to qualify for the Olympics, they certainly do look Olympic ready. The block continues to devastate. And then run in the middle again. Wang Yuan, China on point.
Best time to run their middle in transition with the chaotic bang bang play. This ball went right in the same zone as the middle. It's really easy for her to get back, still get up, hustle hard to get that kill.
Change of pace. It's like, yeah.
That's what makes Jordan Larson so good. I mean, even with 3 blockers up in front of her, she knows how much space the backcourt has to cover, so she just puts an easy one right down.
For me, what makes Larson so good is she doesn't make it any harder than it has to be. She doesn't show that she's tipping there, her elbows bent. And it comes right back. There's another tremendous tip. Okay, now it's a lot of tipping. Just a messy play.
I think everyone wanted that play over with. When you start getting tips after tips and kind of ugly sets, oftentimes it's who's gonna make the error first.
Li Yingying, 17 kills. What a nice pancake from Carlini.
Yeah, beautiful, just sliding right under that.
Quick to the middle. Larson, this time power. We've seen her go cross court, off speed, tip, and power.
Jordan Larson's one of the most crafty players in the game. She has the ability to take that hard shot, but she can also mix it up and throw in whether it's a roll shot or a quick slice and dice back to the corner.
对了，你往后打背溜，你那个快的也可以。听好了，都是抓球吊球，抓球吊球，一定要划好。就我宁可不让他吊死，一定记住啊！然后心定一点，喊一下这前面的球谁来，我来还是后面来？心定一点，把1次关键打好。压球！对，到后期了。
2-point lead for the United States. Carlini back to serve. You've got Jordan Larson, Coutinho, and Hall up front for the United States. You have a front court setter for China.
China's got to be happy about that one because that rotation is usually where Team USA is best in.
Now Dao Linyu, the setter, will serve at Wang Arantes. Coutinho up. What another great dig. I mean, just nothing hitting the floor on the Chinese side. Coutinho gets it down just out of range of Wang Wenjai.
That's a matchup that Team USA really wants to exploit. When Danielle Coutinho's up front, matched up against Gong Shengyu on the outside, that's a matchup she's going to go win every time going up and over.
Larson backcourt and serving. Quick offense. Great kill, Gong Shengyu.
China handled that short serve better than what we've seen this entire match. They nailed the pass. That allowed Gong Shengyu to have a one-on-one situation with the speed.
Yeah, and great job by Dao Linyu for recognizing that it was going to be a one-on-one. Skinner, Doug, Li Yingying. Point USA. China's got something to say about it. There will be a challenge first. Did it touch the block? China is out of timeouts, by the way.
That could be another reason why the challenge is used. You still get 2 of them per set. Good time to settle that team down a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there it is.
I love these cameras.
I did too, bolt 6. And you can just tell that because Bin Kai wasn't talking to his team, they were waiting for the video, that he believed there was really a touch. Li Yingying and China locked up at 21 apiece. Patino sets and just straight down block. Absolutely denied.
Anytime the ball is hit right at the middles for China, they're finding a way to put it down. Any hitter for Team USA has to hit high or go for the pin in front of them.
Hey, we just need one good handle, okay? Keep it up. Let's stay patient, get a good set, and we got it covered, ladies, okay? Here we go.
Here we go,
USA! USA! Nice play!
Not asking the United States to do anything specific here. That was longtime assistant Tamamaya Shiro addressing the team, just trying to settle everyone down.
And stress the importance of coverage. When you have a good blocking team like China, you have to make sure that the 5 players that aren't attacking that ball are in to help.
No doubt Canada is watching this closely as well, as China plays Canada tomorrow. There's a break, and here comes Ali Franti. Now the substitution coming in that Karch Kurai was trying to do. And
Franti coming in as that serve sub. Also important to play a little defense back there, up the caliber of play.
yep, and Breon Butler coming in up front for Abogu. Locked at 22. First time Franny has seen the floor today. The ball picked up. Uh-oh. And Butler gets a taste of Wang Yuan.
Even with one of Team USA's tallest players on the court, it's no match for Wang Yuan. She is so strong and physical up at the net. If you're gonna joust against her, you gotta bring your A game.
Substitution now for China as Wang Yuan goes out, and in to serve will be Zhang Changying. Trouble! Ace, serve. How's that for a sub? Zhang Changying comes in with an ace.
The first time she gets minutes during this VNL, the 2016 Olympic champ, that's got to feel pretty good. Just a beautiful serve right at Avery Skinner, but not putting it directly on her platform, just a little bit to her left.
United States not taking much time during their timeout to slow things down at all. Just an observation.
Yeah, not necessarily an instructional timeout, more of a stall to try to get that server out of her rhythm.
Both teams are out of timeouts. Set point number 1, China to go ahead in this match. All brought back in. Blocked. China will swing for the set. And they get it. China takes sets number 2 and 3 to take control of the match over the United States.
And China did it the last time these two teams met in a VNL. It was in Korea last year during week 3. China was down 2-1 and came back to win it in 5. Down 1-0. They're now storming back against Team USA.
What was the key to China's success in that?
China was able to vary their offense a little bit more. They were able to get the middles really going during set 3, whether it was transition plays or out of serve receive. Their setter, Diao Lin Yu, really got them going.
Beautiful placement to the back for China, playing with great joy. Here's the numbers from set number 3, and it's pretty darn close.
Yeah, pretty close on there, and you see those error numbers so low for China. Just 3 errors during that total set alone. They played a clean and confident game, especially on the attack. They weren't trying to do too much with it. It wasn't a lot of really flashy kills, just keeping the pressure on Team USA time and time again, forcing them to play defense. Looking at that win probability, getting a little bit more even now. Now in China's favor, about 56% to win this one. Again, a match that China really has to win. Would bump them up in the world ranking, continuously fighting for that spot in Paris. Comfortable right now, but they still have work to do.
Currently ranked number 7 in the world is China. The United States sits at 2. A must-win set for the United States. If they want to take this match for China, this win will help them towards their goal of qualifying for the Olympics.
For China, it's a question of how high they can finish in those world ranking statuses. There's still a few teams that are in there competing for a spot in Paris right now. They're just behind Italy, another team that hasn't qualified, but they have to continue to hold that spot.
Brazil is just 4 points behind USA. Brazil sitting at 3, United States at 2. So if you're wondering why this Brazilian crowd is cheering so hard, well, you've got your answer.
Yeah, it's definitely because they definitely want Team USA to go down, so their team could potentially move up in the rankings as they got that win earlier.
Change of pace, not happening, and then it becomes it's just got to be put down. The long rallies are not favoring the United States. Anna Hall, big swing, but nothing can hit the ground with China.
Avery Skinner placing it where China wasn't, going right in front of them. This Team USA team, they've got some work to do. They got to shore up some of these attacks, find a way to put them down.
Larson serve again, same game plan that they have had.
Same game plan for China as well. Keep those middles involved. They've had so much success over the last about set and a half getting the middles involved. Team USA has no answer for Wang Yuan and Yuan Qinyue.
Hall calls off her setter, says, I want a second shot at it. And that time, Wang Yunlu hits the antenna.
Kind of a broken play on China's side. Wang Yunlu trying to do anything she can with that. She puts it into the antenna.
Wow. Quick and high.
Every time China gets that good pass, it's going right to the middles. Wang Yuan, full extension, able to snap down on this. No blocker up. Gotta put on your helmet and hope for the best.
A serve bounce on the end line.
Just sneaking that ball right on the end line, dropping it at the last second. Wang Yuan has had so much success with her serve today, moving it short and then pushing the opposing team deep.
If you're wondering why there's no question about it, well, they've got the technology that shows you there are no questions about in and out. The block continues. China's blocking is devastating the United States.
China, all VNL long through 2 matches, has put on a blocking clinic. Any ball that's going right into the middle's hands, they're stuffing back down.
There's a kill, nice up high from Butler.
Butler just checking into the match during the end of that last set. Carlini trying to get her going, give her a little bit of confidence on attack.
China outblocking the United States 10-6 in this match. Pushing it through. I mean, it's just beautiful ball.
But Team USA has to find a way to serve just a little bit tougher. So many of these sets are going to the middle. That means the pass is good enough to allow that to happen. USA has to get China out of system.
Skinner pass. Coutinho coming from the backcourt. It's just so smooth.
It is so smooth. It looks so good. Whether it's serve, receive, or transition, Yuan Xinyue just up and available, well over that block.
Skinner again. Point USA.
Crafty shot from Skinner, not a perfect set. It was a little bit behind her head. She adjusted to just put in an easy roll shot in front of the passers.
Between Wang Yunlu and Li Yingying, there's just been continual devastation. And then, of course, there is the long, tall drink of water, Yuan Xinyue.
Yeah, USA, again, they have to serve tougher to knock these middles off their game plan and get the ball away from them.
I mean, if you look at her arm swing, it's just up top with a big snap.
Yeah, the arm's waiting up there.
Yeah.
It's all wrist at that point.
Yeah. Down but up. Down but up again. Wang Arante's getting underneath him. Splaying. Oh, and then a double contact called there.
And that's a tough break.
I don't know if it was a double. It might have been a net.
So many good ups for Team USA. I mean, it's unbelievable the way that she's able to get under the ball.
Oh, yeah, it was a net violation.
Butler just barely coming down on it.
We'll clean up some stuff, stay out of the net. Number 2, we need more service pressure. Last 7 or 8 passes, they've been done. So let's turn up the heat, 1 or 2 clicks. Here we go.
We can, let's go! USA! USA!
Here we go.
不一定完全发现，但这个20号线路不清楚，你要慢一点。
慢跳！加油！
Well, you heard from the United States, turn up the service pressure. That may mean that we'll see a few more errors, but it's what the doctor ordered in this case, and China's getting everything up, so you've got to try to get them to not have first ball kills.
Yeah, and you got to turn up the service pressure to get the middles out of the game.
This is good. From the backcourt, everything put to the middle, and then Li Ying. Come on now.
It's the lefty on the outside. She's able to hit those crazy cut shots. Just turns and slices that hand in right between Larson and Wongarantes.
Right between two Olympic gold medalists.
Not easy to do.
And look at this, Canada taking it all in. They're next playing the Dominican Republic, but they're also playing China tomorrow. So doing a little scouting, no doubt, too.
A little double dip action. Strong swing from Petito, getting her going on this big attack in the backcourt. A lot of options for her to hit.
Anywhere else, that's a tape ace, but nope, just an easy up on China's side. Larson able to go off the block.
USA's got to use her a little bit more, especially as this team's down, trying to get back in this game and tie it up. Use your veteran.
I completely agree. She's had a lot of success in this match. Larson leads all American hitters. She and Coutinho actually with 15 points apiece. There it is again, quick behind.
It's as if Dowling, you can see where her hand exactly is and just put it right on the money every time. I mean, watch, her arm is already up and then she just has an easy little snap down.
Yuan Qinyue looks like she's just having a great time.
I'm having so much fun out there.
Going to Larson, who will make it work.
Yeah, keep feeding Jordan Larson every single ball, whether she's front or backcourt, feed her. A little chicken wing will do it.
Wongarantes gets there, but unable to bring it back in to the court.
Really well-placed tip from China. Just an easy touch right over the block. Looks like she's going to take a swing at it, then at the last second throws in the tip to disguise it.
Larson again. She's got the Midas touch for the United States. Everything she touches turns to gold.
Just so crafty. It's not always these hard swings. In fact, she's oftentimes going to those more crafty shots, whether it's a tip or a roll, because she knows exactly where to place them.
She's been playing at such a high level for so long, and she started college almost 20 years ago. Sends that one long. 2005 is when she started at the University of Nebraska and has been playing elite ever since then.
Wherever she goes, championships follow.
Yep. Good eye and communication. United States still trailing by 2.
This is where USA has to make some kind of a run. Anna Hall's been really good on the service line so far this match. She's got to continue that.
Service pressure was what Karch Kirai called for in the last time out. They wanted her to handle that. Yuan Qinyue. Butler this time saying, I'm not going to play against you right here. Back up.
A smart decision from Butler not to just put that down, as all the Chinese defenders were right there waiting on it. She saw him and sent that one deep right over all of them.
Can Hall put 2 together? Another one, she was going for the middle. This time they backed out of the way. And a good use of the block by Gong Cheng Yu.
Really smart decision, identifying the blockers not quite pressed over enough. Brianne Butler a little bit late. She can use her.
You can hear the United States saying, come on, D, come on, D. Danielle Coutinho unloads from the right.
A good matchup. This is one that Team USA loves. When Danielle Coutinho was front row against Wang Yunlu, it's a matchup.
Ball long, no touch.
This ball just barely soaring out of bounds. Li Yingying also maybe stepped on that 3-meter line. Now we're all tied up.
China again just responds.
An easy point. Anytime China's in system to get the middles going, Karchikarai talked about in that last timeout upping the service pressure. We haven't seen that quite yet.
Li Ying from the backcourt. We've seen her use every area. We've seen her tip to the left before. This time she's going to the right.
And it was a smart decision because she saw Avery Skinner, the outside for Team USA, coming in to help on that block. That opens up a very big hole in that zone 4 of the court for Justine Wong-Orantes to cover.
Coutinho, one arm brought back in. And here she is again, another kill. Wow.
China's outside's having so much success out there. Dao Lin Yu just putting their outsides, both of them, in such a good spot to attack this ball.
Here we go. USA. USA.
Front 3 there. They're gonna go and they're gonna help her for sure when it's 3 blocking. I like the option with D on the big. There's a ton of space there, and we can. I know we might not fire a slide 3, but you can even have her on a B.
Okay.
They'll run out with her. 10
Got it.
21.
All right. Yeah, I think it's trans. If there's anything left with that, I think. No, got it.
You were hearing USA assistant coach Erin Virtue talking with setter Lauren Carlini, and it appears that she was saying, look, she likes the D ball, there's space over there. So let's see if they do that, because Coutinho is over. A rare ace serve off of Larson.
It's not oftentimes you're acing the Olympic MVP, normally so steady and servicey, but this serve was so great, dropping right in front of her.
I feel like it looked like it was gonna drop and then had a little rise at the end, so she was on her way in.
That's what makes a flat serve so hard, because it catches that air pocket.
Skinner pops this up, but then the floor is moist and she falls. A little too much loft on the tip to make it work. Wang Yunlu.
Wang Yunlu has been huge in this match. She didn't start it, but she's been a huge difference maker as China's gone to those pins a lot, especially in the situations where the setter's off the net. She's finding ways to score.
She was inserted, was it in the first set, I think, and when she was inserted in, the United States started serving her and going after her, and she seems to have loved it. Butler kill. Franti on the outside.
Authority put down by Brianne Butler. Just an easy one-on-one, brings it right back in.
Ali Franti now will serve. USA down by 4. China wins this set. they win the match, and the world rankings will make a seismic shift. Italy is only in front of China by half a point.
Hong Yun-Liu again, using that craftiness. We've seen her unload on so many of these attacks. This time, they bring her in on a 3-ball and just cuts it right inside.
Down by 4, Butler serving. Serving the libero. Dig by Franti, it's gonna be tough. And the set was unworkable for Larson.
And not much you can do with that. Chaotic plays happening on Team USA's side. It's oftentimes about who can calm that chaos just a little bit better. Try to better that ball.
Pass is good. Block waiting for it. They'll go back to the governor again. So Coutinho, this is what they talked about during the timeout, was her on the D ball.
A smart decision for Carlini to go away from Larson, as the blockers were just sitting on her waiting for it, as both of those sets were way too low. So she sends it back to Coutinho, knowing that she has the ability to score on the long ball.
Li Yingying on the outside. Yeah, she just rotated up to the front. And we all knew it was going to her.
China's going to look to one of their leaders and their go-to attacker in these situations to try to put it away against a good Team USA team, but that set's so fast, the blocker's not having time to push it over.
Coutinho set right back at her.
At this point, Team USA has to go away from the outsides. They have it on lock, whether it's the great middles or Gong Shangyu closing it up. Spread out that offense a little bit more, get something else going. This time, try Larson on the right side.
Here's Larson, all in the middle. China will not let anything go. Wong Arantes clears everybody out. You've got Larson behind. They go to Franti up the pipe. I think it was her first swing maybe of the day. China has been rolling.
And in this situation, you gotta go to your go-to attacker, Olympic MVP Jordan Larson. Try to have her claw your way back. She's been on the court all day.
China 2 points away from getting that much closer to their Olympic bid. Carlini makes a nice set on a less than perfect pass.
Yeah, bettering the ball, that's a great opportunity. Not a perfect pass, she's still able to get her hitter in a good situation off the net. Great set.
China leads this match 2-1. Larson now in the backcourt. Coutinho in the front. They have been your most peripatetic attackers, efficient attackers.
Good serve from Jordan Larson, causes that overpass to happen, and Franti taking care of it.
Franti brings a certain fire whenever she's on the floor. I look at Shannon Windsor watching Canada will play next up in about an hour and a half versus the Dominican Republic. Meanwhile, Canada getting a good look at the Chinese team that they will be facing tomorrow. Both Canada and China trying to get an Olympic bid. And you're going to have to work your way past Yuan Xinyuai, and I don't know how to do that.
I have no idea how to do that. I don't know if anyone knows how to stop her. Anytime she's up there, she is ramming it right back down.
Match point, China. Hall, good swing.
That's something about Anna Hall is no matter how much this team is down, she's going to continue to bring the fire and act like it's point one, continue to work.
Match point number 2 for China. Service out, China does it. They upset the United States. And the 7th ranked team in the world, China, is moving up.
Huge win for this China team. They know they have the goal of making it to Paris. That makes every single match so important.